GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening. Tonight we'll look at the promising decline in homeless deaths even as the population stays at record levels, and explore the MTA's new Ask the MTA column helping commuters. Traffic is moderate with several road closures, and we'll check in on the Brooklyn dog run shutdown. Over to you, Andre.
The Jonas Brothers will perform at Madison Square Garden this Saturday, August 22nd, as part of their Burning Up tour, with doors opening at 6 p.m.
Tickets sold out within 12 minutes, but a limited resale block remains available online, priced between $100 and $200 with a strict no scalping policy enforced.
The evening's opening act features indie pop duo The Aces, performing a 30-minute set before the Jonas Brothers take the stage at approximately 7:15 p.m.
We've got a full lineup ahead, so stay tuned and let's get started with the news right after this brief pause. Here are our top stories. Homeless deaths fell in 2025 while the city's homeless population stayed at a record high, with most fatalities tied to drug use. Dominic Salerno has the full story.
On the streets of Manhattan, officials report a decline in homeless deaths for 2025 as the city's homeless count remains at a historic peak. City agencies say the number of fatalities dropped compared with previous years, while the overall population of people without shelter stayed high. Data from the Department of Homeless Services confirms this is the first reduction after several years of increase. Health workers attribute most of the remaining deaths to drug-related incidents, indicating a link between substance use and mortality among the homeless. The homeless population has not shown a measurable decline, staying at levels unseen in recent decades. Outreach teams continue to distribute naloxone and connect individuals to treatment. City shelters remain at capacity, with waitlists stretching longer each month. Dominic Salerno, GMNA News, Manhattan.
The Metropolitan Transportation Authority rolled out a new canned A column today, giving New Yorkers a direct line to answers about subways, buses, and commuter rail. Partnering with AM New York, the MTA will field questions sent to ask them to at gmna.ca, then publish responses in a weekly feature called Ask the MTA. The initiative aims to cut through confusion over service changes, delays, and future plans, offering clear explanations straight from agency officials. Readers can submit anything from scheduled tweaks on the L train to fare adjustment details for the Long Island Railroad. By publishing the dialogue, the MTA hopes to build trust and keep riders informed about ongoing improvements across the city's transit network. The first column goes live this afternoon, and the partnership signals a new chapter in open communication between the agency and its passengers.
New York State Department of Environmental Conservation agents seized a Burmese python on the Regelman Boardwalk in Coney Island after its owner displayed the reptile to a gathering of onlookers. The incident occurred on July 12th, when the owner invited curious passersby to view the massive snake, prompting officials to intervene under state law that bans private possession of large exotic serpents. DEC officers arrived, secured the animal, and removed it from the owner's care, citing public safety concerns. The seizure underscores the agency's ongoing effort to enforce the ban on private ownership of dangerous wildlife, a rule put in place after a series of incidents involving escaped or mishandled exotic pets. No injuries were reported, and investigators are reviewing the case to determine whether additional penalties will be pursued. The department plans to keep the python in a secure facility while the ownership dispute is resolved.
Police say a man was shot in a road rage incident before 10 p.m. on August 22nd in East New York near 899 Crescent Street and Stanley Avenue. One suspect remains at large. Marisol Furrer has the full story.
Just before 10 p.m. on August 22nd, 2026, a man was shot dead in a road rage confrontation on Crescent Street near Stanley Avenue in East New York, Brooklyn. Officers say the altercation began as a heated exchange between two drivers, escalating into gunfire that left the victim on the pavement. Police recovered a shell casing and are now canvassing the area for a suspect described only as a male adult. Detectives have opened a manhunt, urging anyone with information to come forward. This incident adds to a recent spate of road rage shootings that have spurred heightened patrols across the city. The NYPD has deployed units to East New York, and detectives continue to piece together surveillance footage to identify the shooter. Marisol Furrer, GMNA News, East New York.
Today the city's Summer Streets program rolls out its final 2 events, turning Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn and the Grand Concourse in the Bronx into car-free corridors from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Families, cyclists and joggers will find open space for games, pop-up fitness classes and casual rides, a last chance this summer to enjoy the streets without traffic. Officials say the initiative, now in its 8th year, aims to give New Yorkers extra room for walking and biking while showcasing how the city can reimagine its thoroughfares. Organizers have lined up music, street art, and food vendors along both routes, and police will monitor safety while keeping the avenues clear of vehicles. The day rounds out a season that has seen dozens of miles of streets repurposed for recreation, encouraging residents to get outside before the fall rush returns. Up next, we'll explore the manta ray feeding near Jones Beach and other top stories. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. An oceanic manta ray is set to appear feeding off the coast of Jones Beach later today, officials with the New York Department of Environmental Conservation announced. Warm summer waters have been drawing these giant, plankton-eating fish farther north, and scientists say the conditions this week are ripe for sighting. While manta rays normally roam offshore tropical and temperate seas, they occasionally drift into New York waters during the height of summer. The DEC will have marine biologists on standby to document the encounter and alert beachgoers to keep a safe distance. Visitors to the Long Island shore can expect a rare glimpse of the graceful creature gliding just beneath the surface, a reminder of how shifting ocean temperatures are reshaping local marine life. Local photographers are already gathering equipment, hoping to capture the moment for the city's wildlife archives.
Brooklyn's Herbert von King Park Dog Run has been closed indefinitely after soil tests found arsenic and mercury levels exceeding state residential standards, prompting health concerns for local pet owners. Priya Raghunathan has the full story.
Tests this week found soil at the Herbert von King Park Dog Run laced with arsenic and mercury far above the state's residential soil limits. Because of those results, the Parks Department has shut the area indefinitely, keeping owners and their pets away from the popular grass and sand strip. The closure follows routine sampling, part of the department's regular safety checks, that uncovered the hazardous levels. The Dog Run, a favorite spot for neighborhood owners who bring their dogs daily, has been a regular feature of the park's amenities. The department says the testing is part of its ongoing effort to monitor soil quality across city parks. The park's other facilities stay open while officials plan remediation. Priya Raghunathan, GMNA News, Brooklyn.
Authorities confirmed that a man vandalized the sidewalk corn garden outside Misa Miguido's Spanish Montessori school on the Upper East Side on Monday. The individual uprooted the young corn plants that the preschool had installed as part of a student-led project and discarded them in a trash container. The garden, intended to teach children about agriculture, was weeks from a planned harvest when the damage occurred. Police are reviewing surveillance footage but have not yet identified the suspect. School officials expressed disappointment, noting the loss of a hands-on learning opportunity for the children. The incident adds to a recent spate of sidewalk vandalism across the city, prompting neighborhood groups to call for increased patrols. The investigation remains open, and officers are asking anyone with further information to come forward. They can bring tips to the precinct.
Today, the New York Police Department is expanding its aerial security for the U.S. Open at Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Under a new mandate, officers will patrol the grounds with additional drones and have authority to intercept any unauthorized aircraft that enter the tournament airspace. The move comes as officials seek to prevent disruptions after several incidents of illicit drone flights at major sporting events nationwide. Patrols will begin early this morning and continue through the tournament's 2-week run, with pilots stationed at key entry points and along the outer perimeter. NYPD officials said the enhanced presence is intended to safeguard players, spectators, and broadcast operations, ensuring the 2026 edition proceeds without aerial interference. The department will coordinate with tournament security and Federal Aviation Administration personnel throughout the event.
Mayor Mamdani has appointed Diavij as Commissioner of the Department of Cultural Affairs, pledging to keep arts venues and programs affordable amid rising costs across the city. Raphael Brannigan has the full story.
Diavij took the reins of the Department of Cultural Affairs this February, stepping in as the city's new cultural commissioner under Mayor Mamdani. In her first public briefing, Vij promised to steer the agency toward keeping venues, performances, and community programs within reach of everyday New Yorkers, even as rental and production costs climb. She emphasized that the department will continue to allocate grants, provide technical assistance, and protect low-ticket initiatives that have long anchored the city's artistic life. Vij also continually noted plans to streamline application processes and expand outreach to underserved neighborhoods, aiming to preserve the diversity that defines the city's cultural fabric. Raphael Brannigan, GMNA News, Manhattan.
Let's get a look at your evening forecast with our meteorologist coming up next.
A deep southwest jet stream and falling pressure are pulling unsettled air into the city tonight. On this date, the city scorched at 90 degrees in 2021, a brief surge during a regional heat wave that pushed temperatures well above the July normal. By contrast, 2023 delivered a chilly 55 degrees, a snap of Arctic air that plunged the metropolis into an early fall feel. The climatological average high for August 22nd sits around 74 degrees, with a low near 62. Those extremes remind us how a single upper-level ridge or a sudden polar dip can rewrite the day's story. The live radar screen is quiet across the area, no rain echoes at all. A high-pressure dome sits over the region, keeping moisture locked out. Meanwhile, the fast southwest jet at 96 miles per hour streams aloft, steering any distant disturbances north. With no precipitation in sight, we expect clear skies to persist through the evening, and the next measurable rain won't arrive until the following day. At 6 p.m., the city sits under partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 77 degrees, humidity 72%, and a gentle southeast breeze at 7 miles per hour. Pressure is near average, but easing lower, signaling a shift toward unsettled weather as the high-pressure ridge weakens. Overhead, a swift southwest jet at 96 miles per hour channels mid-latitude energy across the northeast, ready to inject cooler, drier air later tonight. The UV index reads 4, and the wind will peak at 8 miles per hour from the east after midnight, still modest. No watches or warnings are in effect. As the jet stream drifts east, the night will stay dry, and we look ahead to tomorrow's warmer, clear day. The next 5 days stay dominated by the same fast southwest jet, keeping the air relatively dry until Thursday. Friday climbs to an 82-degree high and drops to 63 at night, a clear sky that feels like early September. Saturday eases back to a 77 high with a low near 61, still bright and windless. Sunday holds a 79 high and a low around 61, maintaining the sunshine. Monday's high reaches 81 with a low near 64, clouds thin but occasional high-level cirrus may linger. Thursday finally breaks the pattern, bringing a high of 77, a low of 68, and a 50% chance of light rain as a weak trough slides in from the west. Overall, a warm stretch punctuated by a brief mid-week shower. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, traffic updates, the Yankees' latest injury news, and tonight's New York Liberty game preview, plus our chamber spotlight. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Grand Street Bridge is closed overnight for structural repairs, sending all traffic onto the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway and the Manhattan Bridge. Drivers heading to Williamsburg, Greenpoint, or Long Island City should add about 10 minutes. In Manhattan, the Big Apple Performing Arts Fair shuts 34th Street between 9th and 11th Avenue, and the Pakistan Independence Day Parade blocks 6th Avenue from 32nd to 42nd Street. The Summer Streets event closes the Grand Concourse between 92nd and 123rd Street in the Bronx. Battery Park Underpass remains shut for flood mitigation, diverting southbound flow onto West Street and the FDR Drive. On transit, the Canarsie Rockaway Parkway station is out of service, and trains are not running between Court Square and Bedford-Nostrand Avenue, nor between Broadway Junction and Canarsie Rockaway Parkway. Riders on the 7 line should use the shuttle between Queensboro Plaza and Times Square. Expect smoother traffic on the FDR Drive and the Henry Hudson Parkway this afternoon.
New York Liberty take on Indiana Fever tonight at MetLife Stadium, a marquee WNBA clash that could reshape the playoff picture, so grab your tickets early. On Broadway, Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton returns to the Richard Rodgers Theater, offering the same razor-sharp storytelling that still feels fresh for first-timers and veterans alike. Over at Madison Square Garden, the Jonas Brothers light up the stage on their Burning Up tour, a rare chance to hear 3 pop icons perform together in the city that launched them. Looking ahead, next week Bryant Park transforms into a free circus festival, complete with a massive trampoline and aerial acts, perfect for families looking for a splash of wonder without spending a dime. It's a chance to enjoy world-class circus talent right in the heart of Midtown. Those are the highlights shaping today's cultural pulse, from sports to theater to music, and a weekend of free fun on the horizon. And now here's Desmond with sports.
Summer heat fuels a packed New York sports weekend. Injuries and matchups dominate headlines. Ryan Weathers left the mound early after feeling left forearm discomfort, ending his start against Toronto. The Yankees' gamble on the former 7th overall pick has paid dividends, but this setback tests the depth of a rotation already stretched by a packed summer schedule. A bright Bronx sky couldn't hide the gloom as Weathers exited his start with forearm pain, adding another injury worry to New York's roster. The early loss forces the club to reconsider bullpen usage and could accelerate a call-up for a promising arm. The Yankees sent Ryan Weathers to square off with Dylan Cease in a clash that highlighted New York's winning streak. With the Bombers riding a week of victories, the duel offers a barometer for the rotation's durability as the team eyes a deep postseason run. Giancarlo Stanton suffered a moderate left calf strain after a fall, marking his second calf issue this season. The veteran slugger's likely absence for the remainder of the year forces the Yankees to lean on younger power hitters and reshuffle the lineup ahead of the stretch run. A recent poll shows Giants supporters divided on wide receiver Malik Neighbors' recovery after his ACL tear and subsequent clean-up surgery. While optimism lingers about his return, lingering doubts about his explosiveness could shape New York's offseason moves at receiver. The Liberty traveled to Indiana to clash with a Fever squad boasting 3 All-Stars, aiming to improve their playoff positioning. New York's balanced attack and home court advantage could tip the series, while a win would tighten the Eastern race as the postseason looms. Stay tuned, the city's games keep writing their own stories.
Thanks, Desmond. QueenOne, a Brooklyn-based tech startup, just closed a $25 million round and announced a hiring push of 44 new team members. The company builds AI-powered tools that help retailers predict inventory and streamline deliveries, technology that can keep the city's bustling streets moving. By scaling up now, QueenOne hopes to reach a goal of 600 jobs across New York City over the next few years, a boost for a borough still healing from the pandemic's setbacks. It's more than a payroll number. It's a signal that homegrown innovation can create real pathways for New Yorkers, keeping talent and opportunity right here in the city we love. Next, a Bronx fentanyl packaging bus that seized 8 pounds, a Tribeca tenant's lawsuit against Compass. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Police dismantled a fentanyl packaging operation in a 6th-floor Wakefield apartment Tuesday night, arresting 7 suspects and seizing roughly 8 pounds of the synthetic opioid, valued at over $1 million. Priya Raghunathan has the full story.
Police moved in on a 6th-floor apartment in Wakefield Tuesday night, seizing roughly 8 pounds of fentanyl mixtures and taking 7 suspects into custody. Officers say the raid uncovered a packaging operation, with the drugs packed for street distribution. The haul, estimated at about 4 kilograms, carries a street value exceeding $1 million. Detectives linked the site to a broader network fueling city's opioid surge, noting that fentanyl remains a leading cause of overdose deaths nationwide. Police described the seized material as a potent synthetic opioid that has been linked to a surge in overdose fatalities across the country. The arrests include both alleged distributors and individuals believed to handle the final packaging steps. Authorities will continue processing evidence as the investigation expands. Priya Raghunathan, GMNA News, Wakefield.
2 Tribeca renters have filed a federal complaint accusing Compass of monopolizing Manhattan listings and inflating rents to $5,000 a month. The lawsuit is ongoing. Dominic Salerno has the full story.
2 Tribeca renters have filed a federal complaint accusing Compass, the nation's largest real estate brokerage, of using its dominant share of Manhattan listings to keep monthly rents at $5,000. The lawsuit alleges that Compass's control of the market creates a monopoly that forces prices higher across the neighborhood. Plaintiffs say the broker's grip on inventory leaves little competition, inflating rent levels for anyone seeking a unit in the area. The case was lodged on August 21st, and the tenants are seeking relief under antitrust laws. The complaint names Compass as the primary defendant and seeks damages for the inflated costs. Dominic Salerno, GMNA News, Tribeca.
Thank you, New York City, for joining us on the local sunset. Tonight's surprise of a python seized on Coney Island reminded us how unexpected moments keep our streets lively. We appreciate your curiosity and community spirit. Tune in tomorrow for more stories that matter to our city. Good night.